Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. I hope you're having a good week, and if not, you've still got time to turn it around, don't worry. I just thought I would do a bit of a longer video today to explain everything that I've learned in the last few months doing my course to become an integrated health practitioner. And that might sound like a whole load of words to you, so don't worry, I'll explain everything in a minute. But basically, integrated health just comes down to different modalities that help to heal your body holistically, involving all sorts of theories and ancient philosophies, as well as modern functional scientific medicine and lab testing. One of the main reasons that I decided to do the course was because it incorporates so much of Ayurveda, and it's basically like an ancient Indian medicine. And it's about 5,000, 6,000 years old. When translated, it's Aya meaning science and Veda meaning life in Sanskrit. So it literally means the science of life. So the geek and the sciencey, psychology-loving person inside of me was like, yes, this is the course for me. But I just wanted to pop on because there's so many things that you can do for your health that don't cost any money and that potentially we're not even aware of. I know that I wasn't myself. So the main thing I wanted to talk about today was this theory called the rain barrel effect. And if you want to read a book, it's quite hefty, but if you want to really dive deep, there is a book called The Rain Barrel Effect by Dr. Stephen Cabral, and it's everything that I'm learning in the course, and it goes through all the principles that I would, or any integrated health practitioner would lead you through. And basically, when you think of I call it rain barrel, but in England we'd call it like a bucket or something. If you have a bucket outside and it starts to fill up, eventually that bucket is going to overflow, and until it starts to overflow, there's no problems. The bucket's doing its job and it's working efficiently, kind of, but we're not really aware of any issues until it starts to overflow, and that's when we have a problem. So that is the same thing as our bodies. Our bodies can cope with a lot of shit, basically, quite literally a lot of shit. Our air, our food, the environment, our emotions, they're all pretty toxic these days in our modern world. And what happens is our rain barrel, our body, starts to fill up, and we don't really see any problems. Maybe we start to feel a bit down, or we feel a bit bloated. We maybe start to feel achy in our joints. Whatever it is, we all have different symptoms of the same root cause, really. Until the rain barrel, our body, can't cope anymore and starts to overflow, that is when suddenly we are struck down with full-blown depression, full-blown anxiety, in more health terms, full-blown anti-inflammatory disease, diabetes, what else? IBS. The list goes on of the things that we can, or we are in control of to stop happening in our bodies. So for example, for me, that's exactly what happened to me. My whole life I've always been on the edge. This is what happens if your rain barrel is always just at the top. What happens is one tiny event or one tiny late night, one boozy weekend, whatever it is, a busy working week, that will just push your rain barrel over the edge and it will overflow, and that's when you're ill and you have to take time off work. That's when you might have a mental blockage or even a bit of a breakdown and feel like you just don't know what you're doing with your life. And for me, throughout my dance career and my training, my rain barrel was like pretty much up here, and anyone that knew me then, and my friends that still know me now, like, my thing was ulcers and just feeling so tired and run down. The minute I got run down, I got an ulcer, and it happened pretty much every week because dance training is full on. And it just makes so much sense. So what happens is you rest and you might eat a little bit better, so that rain barrel lowers a little bit, and you think, okay, I'm okay now, I'm better. And then something else will happen, maybe a stressful situation, and you'll push over the edge. And the ulcers are just an example. It could be anything like IBS or depression, anxiety. The rain barrel effect, an analogy, can be used for anything. And for me, it's just a really good image. I'm a real visual person, so that really helped me understand where I was with my health. And maybe this will ring true with you. And what we need to do is to drain the rain barrel so much that it's practically empty, so that we're not always tipping over the edge. And to do that, we have what we call the de-stress protocol. So I'm going to stop this right now because it's pretty long, but if you want to listen more, tune into the next video to hear all about how to empty your rain barrel.